Sup, Snowmeth. Imoru 100. So happy you're here. Elusivities. So happy you're here. Yo. Serenoved. How you doing? Yo. Archeata. How you doing? Pixeled Brains here. Did you bring me any moss? Archeata just purchased one honeycomb pack. Pala Timberwolf. Ready to play some cards? Yo. Plumily. How you doing?
Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Hope you're all doing well. A shout out to Snowmeat for gifting 5 packs to everybody. If you haven't checked Stream Loot, you should definitely check that quick and see if you can grab one of them. Remember, when it's 5 packs, try to only grab one. Grab 1 per 5, I think, is a good kind of threshold for everybody. And thank you, Arky, for grabbing those packs. And thank you for the follow that we got right at the start of the stream. I really do appreciate it. What I did want to say, for those who are unaware, there is currently a raffle going on Streamloots. So if you spend more than $1 on any streamer, you get an entry to the raffle, and every dollar you spend on that streamer also gets them entered in the raffle, just as a thing. Because everybody did their little dance, I can't see who did the check-ins, but I do appreciate all of you being here. I see Arky, I see Pale, I see Serenos, and I see Snow. So greetings to all of you, at the very least, for that. I appreciate y'all a lot. One of my friends was playing, was playing Katamari today. It's like, well, you know what happens if I catch somebody playing Katamari? I'm playing Katamari. So we're playing Katamari. Hey, Amaru! But that's how that works. If I see somebody playing God of War, I gotta play it. I'm testing something a little bit different with my on-screen chat. For me, where I have it on my screen, I moved it down to my other monitor, so I'm playing the game bigger now. And I don't know if this is gonna be a good choice or not, but I'm gonna see how it goes. I may eventually create like an on-screen chat overlay for me. Depends on how things are, that you all won't see, but it'll be over top of my game when I play. I think it'll work fine. I think it honestly won't cause any issues for me to do that. But I don't know if I need it right now. So that's kind of a thing. But hello, Larmouth. Hello, Icy. Hope y'all are feeling chill. Hope everybody's feeling relaxed. If you got some food, if you watched the new Fallout TV episode like Cleo and I did, you know how it goes. Bow, bow, bow. That is the weirdest starting point I think I've had in this stage. Gonna say we definitely want to roll them up if we can. We're at a good size. Come back here. Oh. No, come back here. That's what I was thinking. Yep, there we go. Roll up everyone as much as you can in this, in the multiplayer. Woohoo! We're giving a really aggressive start here, but I'm loving it. But yeah, I'm hoping me playing it on this screen might work a little bit better for me and allow me to do a bit more.
Get them.
Get them. I'm trying, Mari. I think I need to take the instrumental versions of the tracks out of the random. It's not that I have anything against them, but there's a lack of excitement when you don't have the lyrics in the songs, you know? Like, I miss that little, like, excitement that's there. So let's go through the songs after this level, and we'll see if we can swap out the, swap them out, you know? I feel like we're kind of destroying this level, though. I just keep rolling, grab things, perfect. It is interesting to look at this level, though, because it looks like the items do not respawn if you've already collected them. They only seem to spawn if you never turn them in. Oh yeah, no, my jacket's green. Hey, OBC. I did my best to... So, I do need to set up a proper... I do need to set up a proper reference sheet, I think, for what my color palette is, because it is based on the Nebulous flag, but I have a very specific one. OBC, if you have a moment, could you do me a favor and go into my my reference channel, grab my color palette, not the Nebulous flag, but grab my color palette and throw that into the main chat? It's a great game. As long as you've got a controller, it is a great game. I would not trust this game without a controller. Yeah, I think I need to set up a method that has the chat on screen. And then if I get the chat on screen, that'll give me... that'll help me out a lot with being able to keep up with y'all while still keeping chat fully controlled for me. I can't see it, OBC. I can pull it up on my phone, I guess. Dude. Yes, that one. I've changed my setup so I can't see Discord while I'm streaming, which is probably better for me. So I don't distract myself with random chat and stuff going on during... I think I destroyed this round. His wobble effect is really aggressive in this one, and it's interesting because so this is subtle, but in the previous Katamaris, the King's aura effect, when it wobbled, it would go in a continuous pattern and be a lot more smooth. If you, I think I still have my Yap Yap emote, right? So if I do Cameron for, Yap, yeah. So this is me recreating how it went, and what that is a 5-point and a 6-point slowly sliding past each other, and well, one's shrinking and one's expanding, but they're going opposite directions. Whereas the King's here is just going in, out, in, out, in, out repeatedly, and it doesn't look that good. Like it's too aggressive. It's just too aggressive. Ow! Thank you, Snow. But yeah, there you can see the difference right there, right? Like they're visually like night and day different. And I worked hard on trying to track that. So Timber, the clothes in mine, if you want to go off the same inspiration, the clothes in mine are inspired from the Dot Hack series. You can pick any of them, but specifically I had it inspired off of the original Dot Hack series, as well as the 3-part mini movie, which was their second to last movie they did. And Shangri-La Frontier were the main 2 inspirations. And then some Southeast Asian fashion also thrown in was the overall kind of set of that. Combine that as well with, I took a lot of inspiration from the costume design in the TV series The Magicians. And things are just kind of mixed. The chains actually aren't done, and I'm wondering what I should do with this. So, here's the thing. Some of you have been around for a while know about this, but the chains are actually supposed to be attached to a weapon. Because my model does have a weapon, but I don't have the weapon attached on this design, and I don't know how it would feel now. Yeah. So, the original design of my character was for a story I was writing back in high school. It was a post-apocalyptic world kind of setup. But my character's weapon of choice was a meteor hammer. Well, it was not a meteor hammer in that, but I've evolved it to a meteor hammer now. But it was originally a staff with a weight on the end. And then a meteor hammer is just an extension of that, basically using that to not so much attack with the meteor hammer itself, but use that as a kind of a pivot point. Think Spider-Man, especially Spider-Man Noir, but the older version, not the newer Spider-Verse movie one, where basically a heavy weight and using that to swing your weight around kind of concept. But it was designed to be a meteor hammer, but with concrete. And I was going to have one on each end of that. And I still want to do that, but I almost feel like that wouldn't feel right. So I'm not sure. Maybe we convert them into like different Katamari or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do with the chains. The chains are kind of at a weird spot now. They're at a weird spot, and I don't know what the actual, like, thing should be. Yeah, they were meant to, like I said, they were meant to be a thing. But they never quite got to that point. Because the overlay changed. The overlay that I was going to do was originally going to be more of a city. And then I was spitting out paintings and it slowly became this, but there was going to be an actual like city to it, and civilization. So I don't know. It might change over time. It might evolve in a different way. I'm unsure. Maybe a city thing will happen in the overlay in time, but we wing it as we go, right? The premise right now has been that we kind of discovered the planet. It's also been decided that this is Mari's home planet. Well, this is where we found Mari. This doesn't mean that Mari is from here. Just that Mari was found here. Mari could be an alien. Mari could be the only one. Mari might be part of a massive species. We don't really know, right? And that's part of the fun of it, right? We're winging it as we go, and we're building the world around us, and... But yeah, no, there was a weapon. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, though, because I really did like what I had made. And this is an older thing, but I had made when I was first talking about adding that weapon in. But the weapon was originally something that you all, when you did a check-in, it would actually slap your icon on it if you were a sub. Otherwise, it would do one of my emotes at random. Was the original idea of it, and I still like that idea. But I don't know if the meteor hammer would work as well, or if I can do something inspired by the meteor hammer. Maybe we do some sort of lanterns, maybe? Lanterns could be cool on it. Like if we just have like lanterns hanging off the edges of it, and then those lanterns could... And then the lanterns would emit a glow, a brighter glow than everything else. That might work. And we can still base them off the meteor hammer's design and how they would be used. Have the meteor hammer on one end and have the lantern on the other. Could actually be an interesting choice, right? Ah! I'm actually just thinking about that. Like, I think that could be really fun, right? Have the, you have one end be the meteor hammer, and then the other one be a contained lantern that's glowing with maybe some, like, crystal inside of it, and the crystal emits the glow. So that way it's not, like, moving it'll make it, go out or anything. I'm getting ideas! Oh, wait! Wait. We can build on some of the world lore, right? So we've already talked about how, the moss having too much liquid, in it makes it glow. Right, so what if the lantern actually was maybe filled with water and the moss, and then that can have its own little kind of visual going on, making it glow the contained green that we've already got elsewhere in the overlay. And we have that on both ends, and have that, like, sealed. Because water is heavy. Water would work. Just getting ideas in the best way, and I love it. Like, I love when my brain's like, what if we do this and then this? Free me! I know that clock's going down. Free me. Thank you. I do like that I barely made it to the second floor, and I've already... Apparently I'm not allowed to roll up that wall. I made it to the second floor already, and it's like, yeah, you can collect everything. You can go down to the third. Like, I just got here. Come back up here, roll up what we can. Whoop. I hate this radar! The radar item really should not exist once you've collected everything in the level. I don't think I've ever actually had lamb, OBC. That's one thing that's not really come up. Like, it's an option at one of my local places. I just never get it because I like the other things on the menu. Fair, OBC. Hey, Ghoul. Mari? Mari? I heard a noise. Mari? No? Okay. I may have just rolled up the noise that It was probably Mari's alert noise, and I just rolled it up in the level and thought it was Mari. I want cookies. Can I have one, Ghoul? You know what's weird about this one compared to the other food level in Katamari? In the original Katamari, there is like a food level, right? Or not the original, but in We Love Katamari, there's a food level. And you can roll up all the stuff, but you very distinctly cannot roll up people. Why does it let me roll up people in this one? Did they forget that rule? They very much made it so you cannot roll up people because that would be cannibalism. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. I'm actually doing really bad according to this level. I've made it up to A rank. I'm fine. My pacing was just very bad. I didn't get to a passing grade until way late in the level. But yeah, I do wonder if I add like lanterns that would be hanging off of it, how well that would look, how good that could look. I could do blue light on the lanterns and make it more of a I could make it more of a like soul lantern kind of thing, right? Where we have like a creepy haunted soul glowing out of the lanterns that would be attached to the chains. Potatoes and molasses. Potatoes and molasses. So thick! You're the noblest noble minister ever. I had forgot to go into the music. Why do I have a notification? Oh, it's happened. It's happened. How many of these do I get? How many of these do I get? I gotta think this through. Wait. Where's OBC in my list? There you are. Okay, so if I go here. Hey, OBC! Type in chat. There you go. You've got a hammer now. You've been promoted. There is one different mod status for one mod now. I love that my custom cousin just exists. I just got the alert like minutes ago, Ghoul. Like it wasn't there when I started streaming. They had announced it back at TwitchCon, but hadn't actually released it until now, I guess. So yeah. I wonder if that puts does that put OBC in a separate category? Nope, OBC is still just in the moderator category, at least. I was wondering if it would put like a head mod in a different spot. But no, it just still marks as moderators, which is good. I keep forgetting. I'm mad at myself. I'm going. No, we're going. We're going back to the select scroll because I keep forgetting to mess with the music. Do 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 do. Okay. So what I want to do is go in here. Now, right now, it is set to grab all of the music. Right. And I want all of it, but I don't want the acapella versions. And so I want to go here. I want to do register, register. That one's fine. But there's ones they have that don't have, that have the lyrics removed, and I don't want those. Oh! Why? Lame! Oh, that's annoying. I wanted it to do all of them, but I wanted to avoid the ones that don't have lyrics, and I'm not allowed to do that. Well, that's sad. Ugh. Bump, 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 bump. Ow! 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 Hi, door. Whoop! God, I love this music so much. Yeah, you got a hammer now. You get to be more violent now, OBC. You get to smack people over the head with a hammer. You are permitted. It is a title that comes with no more responsibilities than you previously had. Oh, I'm sorry, Door. So Somia, a hammer is something, it's a tool that you use to push nails easier into wood. I'm not actually sure what the question is. And I don't know what the question is in a way that doesn't allow me to be sarcastic. They really need to adjust the hitboxes on the power-ups. Burp, burp. It's head moderator. It has no real meaning. It does nothing different, it's just head moderator. And since OBC's been my mod the longest, OBC gets to be head mod. All it is. Has zero effect on anything. I don't know why they even bothered making it a rule. Would crack me up if Cleo decides to give it to JT though, because then everybody would still blame me, but JT would be on the ladder as being more powerful. I gotta admit, it's kind of not. So, I mentioned this, but I'm doing something slightly different with my my viewing setup right now, and it's not really something that's gonna have a big effect to most people here. But I am. I'm now playing my game in full screen, and I don't typically play in full screen. Never been something I do. I don't know what that help message says. I will have to check it in a second because that is not on my screen. There it goes. Wow, I love that that got held for Godhead. Amazing. One sec. I think a cat may have just thrown up, and I would like to make sure of this. I don't know what I heard. I am confused. Ugh. But no, it's one of those things where, like, I think this is one of those things that isn't really noticed with Cleo's chat as a whole, right? Yeah, no, it's because you said Godhead, Snow. But, this is the thing. JT does more modding than I do. Active modding. When the stream is going, JT is more likely to be modding than I am. This is partially because I am completely overwhelmed mentally right now, and that I struggle. My dyslexia is getting worse as I'm more stressed out. So I haven't been able to be as active. Hey, Big B! So I haven't been able to be as active in chats as I would like to be. But also, generally speaking, the chat is handled through the automated systems that I've already set up. I don't have to do anything, right? Everything kind of covers itself. The only thing I was hoping to do, and it was something that Mix It Up was meant to add, but never got to, was the ability to automate sending warnings to people. So that way if somebody got their message deleted for too many caps or for too many emotes, the idea was that we could just automate it and have it go, hey, your message got deleted for this, please read over the rules, and just have it automated every time it would happen. That way nobody could question why, right? That way it would just be fully handled, but that hasn't been rolled out yet, so that is causing issues. But yeah, I think I really need to figure out how to get my chat on screen over my game, but in a way that I can still very clearly read it. Because I'd like to put your chat in the center of my screen, but not in a way that it's too covered. Right? So like put it on the right side center or something where I can still see it, where there's not likely to be much covering it, and just have that constantly there when streaming, right? So that I'm seeing your chat while still playing a game in full screen is what I'd like to kind of migrate my setup to. Because right now I typically play in windowed mode. This is just a general test of everything. Oh, I like rolling up these houses. I didn't realize they were cut into little segments. So look, they're narrow, so you just get the one building. And then when you see this set of them, you can roll it up because you're getting a whole bunch of little shops that are actually all divided. I love that. I didn't even realize it worked that way. Good design. There we go. But yeah, and I talked about this in the Discord last night. I've been thinking about the hype train, and I did ask for some of your input, but if you didn't see it, I'm thinking of doing, they're community submitted, Timber. There's a channel called Join the Herd in the Discord that actually explains all of that under the submitting section, I believe. But you can submit your own paw print, and then I will add the paw print to the thing. Yep. It has the dimensions on it. I think it's a 200 by 200 PNG. The only rule is 200 by 2. I think it's 200 by 200 PNG, transparent background, paw connected to the bottom middle. Is the rules, but you would have to double check the channel. It should be pinned, whatever the rule is on it. But yeah. It doesn't even have to be a cat or anything. It can be whatever. Yeah, every single one is submitted either by myself or others. As much as I do like people signing their artwork, though I do ask that those don't get signed because there's no way I can really get that to work when they're signed without it being strange. Ugh. I would like them to be paws. That is kind of a restriction on there. They do need to be paws. Paws. Ugh. Okay. Just on this little topic of beans being mentioned, I was hanging out in a mutual stream earlier today, and I would like to ask you the question: can a can of beans be considered a drink, whether you like it or not? Could you consider a can of beans to be a drink? You don't have to like it. Now, because I am on the side of everybody saying yes, I would like to hear explanations as to why it cannot be a drink from the nose. Listen, I am not saying you have to like it or want to drink it. The question is, can it be considered a drink? Like, there's an important wording to this question. Because I wouldn't drink it, but I also don't like baked beans. I don't like beans in general, but I especially don't like baked beans. I think that would depend on the type of beans in the case of that, Sleepy. I think that would depend on that. Bean boba. Oh, God. Serve it as someone. What is this? Boba? No. 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 Beanba. Bobine. Oh, I love this chat. Now, I would say, now I'm gonna go along the same line. I think most soups, would also be considered drinks. I would not consider noodle soups to be drinks. I would not consider a noodle soup to be a drink. I would not consider a thick soup like a chowder to be a drink. But I would consider a lot of chicken broth things to be a drink. A lot of chicken broth based soups. I'm not gonna count blending it. I'm gonna count it in its default form. I think if we're blending it down, we've changed what the thing is. I am talking crack open the can and chug. Oh, a note got made about these Nazca lines, and I didn't realize this. They are a reference, and I'm mad at myself for not realizing it, but they are a video game reference. Do you know what video game? This is gonna be one for the older crowd. Do you know what video game these Nazca lines are a reference to? Because it is another Bandai property. And I didn't even think about it. Technically, I guess it was a Namco property, but I didn't think about it, and I love it. But I was reading an article talking about it. And I was like, yeah, no, there are references. Like, what? How did I miss this? Not Gaia, no. This is going to be something that you would probably need to be my age or older to get. But it is a classic. I think OBC might know it, but only because OBC knows I was a nerd for it. But it is one of my favorite games, which is why I'm bothered by it. I'm gonna say this, it is a top-down shooter. It is a top-down shooter. So, I'm gonna push this even further back. It is pre-1995. We're going back. I believe it was in the arcade, but I believe it was, I know it was ported. So it was in arcades and it was ported. It was a game that was better if you turned your TV sideways. Bigby and Larmouth are the only two I have faith in on this one right now. And maybe Icy. Not Pong, no. Not Arkanoid, nope. There's only one game I know of. It's from the same era. It's from this. It is from the same era as Arkanoid. I will say that much. It is from the same era as Arkanoid. Though I believe it was a little bit after Arkanoid because it does have full color backgrounds. It is a top-down shooter. It does not take place in space. It is, technically speaking, a bullet hell. I think this might be my best run of this level ever. And I have not been paying attention to what I'm doing. See, I love top-down shooters. I loved. I'm horrible at them. And as I got older, my inability to play them actually became more annoying for me than fun. So the game, for those who are unaware, is Xevious. Xevious, you would actually fly over the Nazca lines during the shooting. It was in the background of a bunch of it, and those Nazca lines are actually from Xevious. That is a Namco title, yeah. But yeah, it's on the wiki saying that they're most likely a reference to the Nazca lines. Well, because it was on the Atari, right? Hey, Lore. It was on the Atari. But yeah, no, Namco title. But yeah, I would have expected Big B to get it. I don't know why. I just had this feeling. But I'm glad that Big B does recognize like the game. So I wasn't far off, and I think Larmouth recognized it. I think Icy recognizes it, but not well enough to have known the info. Yeah, no. So what's really cool with the way they made there's fun things with Xevious back in its design that I love. So Xevious is a infinite upward scrolling game, and it just gets harder and harder as you go. And you fly north, you do a lap, you fly north, you do a lap, you fly north, do a lap. But basically, they created a grid, and all the squares line up with other sections. So if you actually take the files out, you get a square map. It's really cool. Like, it's really cool, but you have to shoot tanks on the ground. You have to drop certain shots. You have to hit flying ones. It's a really, really good classic game, and I would say for like that era, one of the best made games. I don't think it got nearly the acclaim it deserved. I am by no means saying it didn't get acclaim, because I'm sure it did really well, but it did not get the love that it definitely deserved. Like, I would say, out of Namco titles from that era, I think it is better than Pac-Man. I think it was a Namco title that was better than Pac-Man, but because of the complexity of the controls for the time versus Pac-Man, which was just directions, it made it harder. Miss Pac-Man, though, was not a Namco title, Big B. We gotta be real here. Miss Pac-Man was not a Namco title. Miss Pac-Man was a hack of Pac-Man made by third party that Namco bought the rights to and then later distributed. Miss Pac-Man is not an actual Pac-Man title. Yeah, Miss Pac-Man was a hacked version of the game that they, instead of suing the people, made into their own thing. At least that's the story I was told. I might be wrong, but that's the story I was told, that it was a hacked thing. I think it was in a documentary about it that I watched. I want to be clear, I watched it like 15 years ago. If I'm wrong, I'm totally wrong. But, yeah. They also, to my understanding on this, Miss Pac-Man looks different now. Actually, I think she's named... Miss Pac-Man's got a redesign now. Because the original design of Miss Pac-Man was part of a deal with that group, and now that group owns it. So if you play any of the new Namco Museum stuff, she looks different. Like, they've redesigned her. She's new. She has an entirely new design. From what she was before. It's weird. I wonder if I can find it really quick. I'm gonna do it the lazy way. We're gonna go in here. No, I need my search. Where's my search? Search. Search for games. If I just do a search for Pac. Right. Because they redesigned her in, like, the remaster and everything. Are we not gonna give me a hyphen? I'd love a hyphen. Thank you. So this is a Miss Pac-Man PS4 game. But I think we have to go... Is it in here? I don't remember if she's in this one. Like, I don't remember where, but they basically had to redo her design, and it is in the newer ones. I just don't remember where. But yeah, no, I think it is in this. Because I believe Miss Pac-Man, yeah, Miss Pac-Man was in this, but she's not. Can we see Miss Pac-Man in this?
Pac-Man World is here. Pac-Man World Repack. Jump and butt bounce.
Are we gonna butt bounce?
Rev roll. Even go for a swim. Throw Pac dots to attack enemies. Transform into Metal Pac-Man to become invincible. Go chomping as Mega Pac-Man. Use all your abilities through each stage of the adventure.
I don't think this is gonna touch on that. But no, there's a whole storyline about like saving his family and. Oh wait, it was in there. They have the opening movie available. So if we just go here, I think she's in this. I think. But her design's different than what you know, because you normally just know her as the bow, right? Ah, to live in a model of my own body. Yeah, look, see, she's got a hat now. No more bow, it's a hat. Because they couldn't use the old design, because the old design, I believe, is owned by the people they bought the rights from. Or that they basically made the deal with that did the hack. So they had to do an entirely new design because that ran out. So now any new stuff is going to have Miss Pac-Man with a hat. It's such a silly little thing, but it's like, no, they've redesigned her to have a hat now. Because the old design, they don't have the rights to it anymore. And I think this just happened like a year and a half ago. They did have a cartoon. But yeah, no, it's... 2D hat with a sprite could look off, but yeah, if you look at this, because this was their older one, right? But yeah, they don't have the rights to this design anymore. So any new ones is going to have her new design. Can I play Xevious? I don't... I can. So this is Xevious. For those who have never seen it, this is Xevious. 1982. It is before my time, but it lived through a lot of iterations. Like I've played, I think, all of the versions of it, but yeah, this is what it originally looked like. Which for 1982, though. Do we have... We have Super Xevious in here. Which looks exactly the same. There! There you go, there's the Nazca lines that I was talking about. They're a direct reference. I love it. I love, like, just as a thing to reference. It's like, that's a really cool little shout, right? I love that they did it. They usually go around and reference their, usually go around and reference Pac-Man. So I'm really shocked we didn't get a Pac-Man reference in this. Oh, yeah, no, OBC. I was trying to get them to... There was Nazca lines in the Katamari game, and I never realized it until I read a thing recently that was talking about, like, Easter eggs in Katamari. And I'm like, oh, do I know it? Do I not know any of these? And one of them was the... they were talking about the Nazca lines in the game are most likely a reference to Xevious. Xevious is one of those really cool games that, I mean, I had recreated it. For those of you who followed me back in Little Big Planet days, I had actually recreated it in Little Big Planet. Not as good as I would have liked it to have been, but I didn't have the time because of my job. But I was working on it. I had the infinite scrolling world. I had the maps all made. I spent a lot of time remaking the logo. I was really proud of it. But I missed the Little Big Planet community. I made a lot of friends there. That Flappy Bird game we played, again, though, for those who caught it, we had played a Flappy Bird game fairly recently, Drilly Bird, I think it was called, where I had to do those mechanics, but drill rocks and collect resources and stuff. That was made by one of my friends that, one of my friends from Little Big Planet. Woo! Mappy was a popular one that I actually have never played. I've never played Mappy. My only experience with Mappy, and I know this is one that... my only experience with Mappy was watching Game Grumps play it, and the game glitching out and becoming very cursed. So in arcades, I never played a single pixel game. In arcades. I always played them at home on collection things for the PS1. Or I played the games on Game Boy. But I never actually played the pixel ones in arcade. Most of my experiences in arcade that I remember were playing the Simpsons game, which arguably is one of the best arcade games of all time. Playing the Time Crisis games. Playing Cruisin' USA. And the Pod Racer game. Do 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 do. COBC, and this is why I put that arcade machine on my throne. Bigby, just because I think you would appreciate this. Did you see, I mean, I could ask any of you, but I feel like Bigby probably missed it. I posted a $3,000 coffee table of Pong in the Discord, and it's new. I'm gonna pull this up. It's magnets! Though, it is the coolest table. I want it so bad. If anybody hasn't seen it, I have just posted in the Discord's main channel. But there's a video of it being played if you scroll down a little bit. I mean, this one's multiplayer too, Bigby. The paddles are completely 3D pieces. They're attached to a magnet. Oh, more than two, fair. But they're completely attached to a magnet, and then the pellet is also a magnet. And then it detects where you're at and does the scoring that way. It is the most beautiful... It is honestly the most beautiful retro gaming thing I have ever seen. Ow. But yeah, if you see it, I am not talking about just looking at the image of it. Scroll down and play the video. Because it's better than you think just by looking at it. It is better than you think. It's so good. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na. I'm thinking with that... Okay, so I've been thinking about the dodgeball that's thrown. I'm wondering if I should, with the dodgeball, turn the dodgeball 2D. I know the 3D has its charm, but I almost wonder if I should make it into a drawing and throw that. Rather than have it be a 3D one. Some of the 3D items are funny when they're from games directly, but the dodgeball feels a little weird. I don't know. I like them being 3D. I'm at this weird spot. The 3D is kind of that... It being 3D reminds me of when things are 3D in a game or in an anime, but the whole anime is hand-drawn except for that bit. So I don't know. I just had an idea, though. Also, hi, VJ. I just had an idea. I don't know if it'll work. I might regret doing it. But y'all are gonna be here for it because now I gotta test my idea. Okay. So I have the thrown items, which is, I think this. So there's my thrown stuff, right? We can throw. There's a dodgeball in here, though. So you see how there are 3D things that are being thrown, right? And I don't think anybody has a complaint about there being 3D things that are thrown as a whole, right? They work. But my overlay is designed to be 2D and feel like a 2D with 3D in it. So I think what we can do here, I'm going to go in here, and I need to grab you. So I am now grabbing my tits. That is the name of the program. Don't judge me. If I do this, and I do this, what happens if I do this, and now I throw? I've made them 2D. Right? I've made them 2D now. I'm not 100% on this. I think there's more adjustments. I need to do some more tests, though. So, I need this. I need this on my bottom screen here. So when I do this... So it starts with 5 and 2, but what if I do that? What is 1? What if I do... I'm gonna try... I'm toggling some settings. Okay, we've got too many layers here. No, wait, we don't. We're good. What if I do 20, right? Ow. 20 is too many. Right there? Like, I'm just wondering... Like, there's a line in here. And I don't know where that line is. If I do 16, so this is now 16-bit. Like, does that look more 2D, or does that just feel weird? Right, so just as a thing. So here is them. And then there's without. They're on, off, on, off, on, off. I feel like there's some charm in this. But I don't know... Oh god, obviously. That's not great. Five seems proper on that, right? Hey, puppy. Do I have a different effect? Do I have a posterize on here? Because there's a lot of different effects that people use, and I'm wondering... Like, I'm wondering if there's a better shader we can throw on this that'll feel a bit better. We can make it thermal. Is this what we want? Everything's neon now. No, cell shaded, you. Whoa, why is everything see-through? What's going on here? Ow. I think it's this. Okay, that's definitely not the one we want to use. But yeah, I wonder if there's a way that I can make these feel... I can do this. Oh, I can't do that. I tried. Not that one. What about you? If I use that one, it has to be up here. Look at everything now. I don't think that's the one we want. But yeah, there's something here, and I don't know. I don't know what the best option for all of this is, which is always the part that gets me. It's like, I can do a lot of cool things. Like, we can add in the Game Boy camera to it, and then everything thrown looks like the Game Boy camera, which looks amazing. Like, let's be real. This does look cool. But it's not what we're after. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any other ones that, like, could make it look more two-dimensional. What'll this do? That's trippy. Yeah, it was a VHS. Here, how about this? I turned them into ASCII. Like, there's a lot of cool things I can do, but I feel like what I wanted is this. But it's not... I don't know. It doesn't look as good as I want it to. Because, like, this is doing it, right? Like, this is giving me all of the pieces that I have, but they don't look right. So I think maybe my idea was not a good one. Or there's something there and I'm not quite... I don't have it quite figured out. I don't know. Sorry, I had an idea and I wanted to pursue it and see what happened. Yeah! Yeah, no, that was it. The first one worked, but it didn't feel quite right. We were on the path, but it not fully sorted, and I think it'd be easier if I put an item up and then tried to adjust it rather than how I was going about it, right? I feel like, OBC, your best bet might be to put it in a can for the time being. Like... Yeah, alright, OBC. Good luck. But yeah, you can see what I was talking about with the whole idea of getting everything more two-dimensional feeling, and why I feel a little bit off with it being 3D. Like, I'm not opposed to it. Don't get me wrong. I think there is some charm to it being oddly 3D in a 2D space that we wouldn't have otherwise, but... yeah. Don't know. One thing I do not have on my computer, which I am now realizing with the with my current setup, because I am playing the game in full screen, is I no longer have access to my system clock. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, because I do like playing this in full screen, but I would like to get I would like to figure out on-screen chat for it, so I can very clearly, like, see what y'all are saying on the screen itself, and then maybe put a clock with that. I don't know if one of my mods are available. Not OBC. OBC is busy. So Larmith or Skulls or whoever. But if you have a moment in the Discord, could you make a note for me in my notes channel to just say on-screen chat and clock? Because I think what I want to do is I want to set up on-screen chat for me so I can see what's going on more easily on a screen that none of y'all will even know I'm doing it for. Huh. Ow. Oh, you won't see it at all, Big B. It will not be shown to anyone other than me. Because of my setup for showing off the special effects and things that y'all can do, I have a very odd setup for my stream in general. So adding this, the goal is that y'all would, you'd never know, but it'd be something that would just sit over top of my game for me. Completely hidden thing. Oh, by the way, they have adjusted clips, so now when you go to make a clip, you can see the last 90 seconds of the stream. Yep, client only. But they've now modified TikTok clips so that way the last 90 seconds of the stream show up in editing. So you have a little more time to kind of catch the clips you're after. Now, the quick... Thank you, Larmith. The quick clips won't work that way. The quick clips are still going to do 30 seconds, but you are now able to scrub 90 seconds of video to make your clip, so. A little more time if you're trying to make clips yourself. Whoop. I love that. I love that scream. But yeah, I look forward to doing a lot of this when I get a new computer. Some of them I can do now because they're not going to be any more strain on the system, but other things are like, I don't want to do some extra rendering stuff that I've figured out. Like, I shared it in the stream crafting channel, I think. I created a Blood Moon mode that'll actually completely change a whole bunch of overlay effects at once and make it really creepy and spooky and stuff. And I'd like to make that a thing for y'all, but I need to sort out some additional stuff, because I'd like maybe that to accompany a visual filter of some sort. They are working on the juice box, yes. It is assembled. It is, the last they had it under was quality assurance, which to them includes the making sure that the speeds are proper, optimizing things, all of that. So they're in the testing phases. So I'm hoping it ships by Friday. With the schedule I was initially given of 20 days assembly And the fact I put the order in on the 29th, if we just assume that the next business day is where that matters, then it should be shipped by the 20th. At the latest. I don't know how long it'll take to arrive. I'm hoping like 3 days maybe, so hopefully we'll have it by next Wednesday's stream. But I did mention this in the Discord. There is a chance I take some days off when I get the new computer to transfer everything over. No, it is not coming from overseas. It is coming from the States. But there is a chance that it'll take time. So in regards to me setting up, so there might be canceled streams depending. Just depending on when it arrives, so that way I can give it the attention, make sure I have my streaming software working, try to make sure everything's transferred properly, all of that stuff. If I can properly get both computers to run at the same time next to each other, maybe we'll do some of that on stream, but I still got to get the basic stuff up, right? And that'll be the thing. I'll stream from my old PC, and then just have everything as a capture onto the new one. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. But the order was placed, so it might take longer, it might not, I don't know. Like I said, it should be shipped. Whether or not I get it, I don't know. But it should be shipped by the 20th. We'll see. We'll see how everything goes. My computer is at death's door, though. And I am fully aware that it is at death's door. Oh, I wanted to talk about this. So, Cleo had brought up Hightail to me. During our call today. And Cleo and I are kind of both the same mindset of it's not gonna go well. Like, even if the game was amazing, it's not gonna go well. They've made some weird choices already, and I don't think anybody should be optimistic about this. Because this game's been in the work for longer than Duke Nukem Forever was. And it's an indie game now. Hightail. Hightail. There are concerning things that are in their posts that I do think people need to consider. I think the only people that are truly excited for it are people who have been waiting a long time, and you should never be that excited over something that's gone through that. But I think it really, really needs to be mentioned. The minimum specs for that game, which is to run the game at 1080p, 30 FPS, involves at least 8 gigs of RAM. Which I want to be clear, that is already using up the entirety of the new Steam machine. Oh, it's coming out in January, Bigby. It's got a date. They're opening up early access in January. But they're already requesting more RAM than a lot of people actually actively have. Which is concerning. But the part that gets... there's nothing in this level. But my concern comes with some other things they showed. The RAM amount is really high. The expected graphics cards are high. The recommended storage is 20 gigs. That bothers me. The recommended storage space is 20 gigs for Hightail. That's a lot for that. Like, that is considerable. And I don't think that can be understated, is kind of the thing. It's concerning amounts. It's not to say that that's necessarily bad, but that is concerning amounts for what the game is. What really got me with the 8 gigs of RAM is on their Blue Sky post where they shared it. People go, wow, that's not asking a lot. What are you talking about? Asking for 8 gigs of RAM on a Windows system is actually a lot, because Windows itself takes up like 3. Be aware of that. Like, Windows is going to be using 3, so if you only have 8 gigs on your system, you do not have enough to get 30 FPS 1080p. They are not releasing it early access on Steam. Their reasoning is that they don't want the bad reviews to basically destroy their release that they would have on launch. I understand the concern, but you are not going to do very well on a game with as much hype as you need if you're doing that. The FAQ mentions very specifically that the game is extremely unstable. Not slightly unstable, extremely unstable. It says you will lose your saves. Your data will get corrupted. It is to be expected. And you should be making regular backups. That's not good. You should not be telling people to expect the game to corrupt. I'll look later, Ghoul. But you should not be expecting your game to corrupt. Obviously, you can say, hey, there's a chance, there's bugs, whatever. But saying you should expect it to get corrupted is not a good sign. The thing that bugged me, and this is actually the red flag that I do really want to mention to people. Hytale's About section on their website says that they bought the game from Riot and they are now fully independent, right? And that's the story we've all heard, right? Is that they are fully independent, they are doing this on their own. There's a statement asking them about coming to other systems in their FAQ, right? In their FAQ, they specifically mention, because they want to go, they want to be, they were asked, will it come to other consoles or system stuff? And they said, we want to, but we'll have to talk to our partners. You are not independent if you have partners. So, one of those is a lie. And I don't like that. It's fine if they're partnered, it's fine if they're not. But I don't like that they said that they have partners, but their About section says that they're independent. There is a lie there. Somebody's there. Yeah, no, pretty much, Big B. Like, it's not at a release ready state, even as an alpha. And that worries me. They emailed me, by the way. They emailed me trying to get me to sign up and claim my name. I don't care. I have no interest in playing the game. I didn't like it. I didn't like it when it came out. I didn't like it when it was announced. And I'm going to explain why. Because it's not to say that the game will be bad because of this. But there is a fundamental thing about Minecraft that I don't think people realize is such a fundamental thing about Minecraft. But the fact that Minecraft is 16 by 16 textures allows for the level of creativity that we have. Now, I believe Hytale is either is 64 by 64 or 128 by 128 for their textures, which is drastically higher. This means that you cannot create things or use blocks that are not the intended purpose. Like, in Minecraft, you can create things, and I will be comparing it to Minecraft because they are a Minecraft clone. That was their intent. I don't usually like using clones, but their intent was to make Minecraft, but better. That was their intent. It wasn't like, oh, we're making a game like Minecraft. It's like, no, they were making a Minecraft clone. So I usually don't use the term clone, but there is intent purposes, and that was the intent of making it. They're also too far gone. It's like 20 bucks, I think, Pixel is the alpha cost. I believe. Like, obviously, they're trying to send keys to certain people, but I believe it's $20 for the alpha. I'm not 100%, but I believe that is the case. Here's what I don't like, and here is something I think really, really, really needs to be brought up here. Modding, you are allowed to charge for modding. This is something that they have announced. You are allowed to charge for mods. They have announced that they will not be taking a cut for 2 years. I want to be clear. They will not be taking a cut of modding for 2 years. After 2 years, they will be taking up to 20% of it. That's weird. Like, they've already decided to monetize other people's mods. Can we agree that's kind of concerning? I am all for mod makers making their money, but I find it really weird that they're like, yeah, we might take up to 20% of what you make for your mods. It's like, that's kind of gross. Kinda, yeah, Pixel, kinda. I don't see this going well. I just have concerns over it. Like, I get it. I understand the desire to profit, but I also want to be clear. They showed off like the settings, or like what the settings were, and they have a minimal, they have a recommended, and then they have a streamer capture setting recommendation. Like, they actually have a recommended on their stuff. They actually have recommended stats for streamers. I don't like that. I don't like that they have like, this is what you should have if you're gonna stream the game in your like info. I think their recommended gig for it, I believe, was 32, Big B. I might be wrong, but I believe it was 32. Was actually the recommended. And it's just like, yeah, I don't see... I don't wish failure on anyone. I want to be clear. I don't wish failure on any dev that is really trying. But I do have concerns over ones that are trying to get into markets that no longer exist. The Minecraft style game market ended a decade ago. Like, the Minecraft market ended a decade ago. Oh, Pixel, that's coming back too. Yeah, no. I wouldn't trust that one. The dev disappearing and things like that is not usually a good sign. But that I heard about like 6 months ago. Apparently the dev of that like started posting again suddenly. But no. What's going to happen with Hytale, and this is my prediction, it will get a lot of hype when it comes out. It'll get attention for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it'll probably disappear. It'll come out with an update, it'll get played for 2 or 3 weeks, it'll disappear, and that's going to be the pattern. And it'll slowly reduce, and it's just not going to make it. Because it's going to be very broken, it's going to corrupt a lot. People are going to be losing everything again and again. I just can't see it working, and I know people are excited for it. But the main problem with it, everything that I've ever seen about Hytale from beginning to end, it's the Little Big Planet approach, where it's going to depend on everybody making things, but if they're not going to be easily accessible in a marketplace system, it's not going to work, right? So Steam would allow people to at least use the workshop to download things if they were putting it on Steam, but they're not. So you can't count on Steam Workshop as your distribution method, so it's got to be built into the game. But is it going to be built into the game? Do they have a store set up for that? How are they going to eventually charge people for selling mods? What are the choices here? It's designed... It doesn't seem to know... Like, I haven't seen anything that feels like there's a regular game. The worlds themselves, Pixel, are the things that are expected to get corrupted. Your save files. So that would include the user-developed games if they're a level like Minecraft was. It would include all of it. And like, I would love for them to do a great job. I don't see it happening. They're too late. They're too late. For the same reason Duke Nukem failed, it'll be an undercooked game that's releasing far too late. It should at least be in beta for it to be releasing now, after a decade. And being under Riot... Like, what happened while they were at Riot Games? If they got the full thing that they had at Riot Games, what were they doing that it's corrupting that much? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, what did Riot Games do? Yeah, exactly, Big B. And I mean, that's what it's not even demo status though. It's I wouldn't even call it alpha. Like, I know a lot of people are going to be excited about it. Do not buy it. Do not buy it. I'm also concerned with them not putting it on Steam. Means it's probably going to be impossible to get a refund. That's not good either. Because that means that's another 5 years lost. So they're 10 years into the game and 3-4 years into development then? And I want you all to be real with me. If you look at the characters in Hytale, does that visually look appealing to you? If you've seen what the players look like in Hytale, like, somehow they look less appealing to me. They look less appealing to me than Minecraft Story Mode. I don't... It's a game that is fueled by nostalgia, but it's nostalgia for a game that's a parody of something that already exists. Like, Hytale was supposed to be, oh, it's Minecraft with a lot of added features and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but Minecraft's added features and stuff. So now it's just Minecraft. What we're likely going to end up with is a situation similar to Vintage Story. And again, no complaints to Vintage Story. Vintage Story's sales model, Vintage Story is niche. Vintage Story is not going to be that successful. You might see it pop up on some people's streams from time to time, but it's not going to make it. It's just not going to make it. And I feel bad about that. I feel bad saying it's not going to make it. I don't like being pessimistic. But they are trying to get into a market that's only there. And the only people I see, like, hate on Minecraft and what it is, to the point where they'd be like, yeah, I want to play Hytale, I'm tired of Minecraft. Or, yay, it's going to be good Minecraft. Aren't people you want as your fan base? I don't know. I want it to succeed. I would love for it to succeed. I don't think any dev should have things go poorly. But I also feel like there's a scam in there with them not saying who their partners are, but saying they have no partners, but then saying they have partners as well on the same page. That bugs me and concerns me. The fact that they want to take 20% from mod makers concerns me when they don't even announce if they're going to have a marketplace. If you're going to have an on-game marketplace, such as Minecraft does on Bedrock, totally understand charging a cut. I'm cool with that. Cool, you do you. But I don't see that being the case. I don't know what it's going to be. It's probably going to be on their website, and there's going to be a whole process. That's a bit different. If it's like 5%, cool, whatever, but they said up to 20%. They haven't decided. I don't. It's just going to be modded Minecraft. And the fact that modded Minecraft still typically only needs 4 gigs of RAM and can run at 1080p, 30 FPS on 4 gigs of RAM with mods is a bit of a problem for it. Hey, Bars. Oh, I'm just saying I would not be excited. I would not be excited for it. I'd be concerned. I think generally speaking, what we're gonna see, Grats Mars. I think generally what we're gonna see is that we're going to see more big games have lower specs in the coming years once the Steam Machine releases, assuming the Steam Machine doesn't fizzle out immediately. If the Steam Machine works and catches on, people will be making games with lower specs in order to reach that market, or better specs to handle that. So we should have more optimized games, is one of my hopes. But I don't know when that's going to fully like be the thing, right? But that's my hope, right? But like I said, I think needing 8 gigs minimum is gonna be a bad idea. You want, like, you're gonna want to aim for like 6 gigs minimum for a game to run on its settings if you want it to survive, I think, the current market. We are talking about Hytale releasing their specs for what's going to be required, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good. There were people in their replies, though, on Blue Sky that still think that the specs are... Oh, wow! Those specs aren't asking a lot. 8 gigs of RAM is a lot. For a game that's trying to compete with Minecraft that needs, like, a gig. Yeah. As a question, Door, does your phone save, RAWs as well? Or are we like, for photos, do you also get a RAW, or does yours just go straight? RAW. RAW is a type of video, photo format. Basically, it'll actually double save your photos. I would look and see. Hytale, Hytale. Do not spell Hytale the way you did if you were ever Googling it. Do not recommend doing that. That is a furry site. Just gonna say that much, and it is outside of your age window. But Hytale is a game that was trying to be the Minecraft killer a long time ago that is finally getting a release. Same, Bigby. I love this level just for how absurd this one looks visually. I love this level just because it is, like, it is over the top visually, and it shows me the evolution of the game a lot heavier than a lot of the other stuff does in Katamari. Yep. But basically, game that's goal was to be, wanted to be the new Minecraft, got bought by Riot Games, they were gonna work on it, whatever, and it never got released. Then Riot basically said, we're not making the game, we're not releasing the game, we're done. And then they bought the rights from Riot to release the game on their own, and they're trying. Right, Pixel? I wish it was easier to see the cousin. I wish that, like, bar at the bottom wasn't there. I think that bar at the bottom is kind of a nuisance. like saying whatever the quest is. I also kind of want to get rid of the goal thing on the left side. Like the goal thing on the left side should be in the bottom left corner. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing. 8 gigs is not nothing. I would say a lot of computers kind of run on 8 gigs for their whole thing, so you're not going to be able to do anything else other than run Hightail. And your computer Windows usually takes 3 gigs of that RAM for themselves. So if you have 8 gigs of RAM in your system, you've only really got 5 available. But no, so Dor, if you can find out if you have RAWs of your photos, you would then take that and you would apply an LUT to it, and that would allow you to adjust the lighting. That's how photography tends to work. Your phone actually probably has an ability when you take photos to take the photo as a RAW specifically. I know mine does, but that is dependent. Let me double check mine when I say that. Photo settings. No. Yeah, so mine takes both a RAW and a JPEG. I don't know if yours is set up that way, but if you can get both of them, the RAW will have slightly different visuals on it. Right, but it doesn't matter where you're editing it. Wherever you took the photo is kind of the thing. It would be saved there, as you probably have a JPEG and you probably have something else. It's usually saved in 2 spots. And then the RAW actually will look like a worse photo. It'll usually be a bit washed out. But that RAW one is the one that you're actually meant to do actual photo editing on. Aw, how is it the exact same size and I got less? I don't know what type of phone you have to fully check that. I don't actually know where they keep them. This is the thing that gets me. I've never bothered to, like, actually dig for... How do I get rid of these photo... Oh, God. Sorry, I just learned there's photo galleries on my phone, and I don't want them there. I would like to get rid of these photo albums. Like, why did I have an album called Killin' It from 2017? What the hell was I doing in 2017? I don't know where they save. This is the problem. I know my phone likes to show it both. I don't even say Killing It. Also, hi, Carslam. I don't even say Killing It. I don't think I've ever said that in my life. Somebody must have sent me a folder named Killing It. I don't know. I'm very confused. Hey, Chameleon! How goes it? Trying to decide what level to do. I hope your stream went well. Ugh. I'm trying to remember how to find raw photos on my phone. And I know this is possible. I just don't know how it works. Do you know? It's going all right. We're talking about random crap. Oh my god, I have so much crap on my phone, and I'm just trying to find I just want to know where the hell raw photos are stored. Because they're not stored in the same spot as, like, the photo gallery, which makes them annoying. That's fair, Door. If I can figure out where they're stored, I will tell you later. A Samsung S23? But yeah, I know, like, because I have a Pixel, and I know the Pixel saves both of them. But yeah, you can usually, the RAW won't have any of the filters applied, and then the other one will have any, like, contrast and settings like that applied. So you can get the RAW and clean up the photo better there as the RAW. Ah. But, yeah. I don't know. Ugh. Yeah, I'm excited for the new server as well, Bigby. Like, I am excited for the new Minecraft server. I do think there will be a lot of really cool things available. I'm hoping... I do want to try and talk to Nodecraft, see if I can get a sponsorship, maybe save myself 30 bucks a month. But that'll all kind of depend after I've started. I would recommend enabling it for the future then for you. It is good to have those raw images just in case you got overzealous with the filters. Because I know for a long time I got overzealous with filters. It's fun. It is fun, don't get me wrong, but... Phones don't typically like you searching for what the file format is. Phones don't typically like much of anything, to be real, though. But yeah, I have plans for the new Minecraft thing. I have ideas for builds. I want to spend a lot of time on it. I'm excited to see what we can make, but on that same line, I need to figure out, like, what mods are going to be on the server. I don't want to go too over the top. Like, I want to keep it lightweight so most everything feels vanilla. I want to have integration with everything so that way y'all can still affect my game, and even more directly in Minecraft, but with stuff that won't break things. I would like it to be that if you sub, we can summon something. If people subscribe during it or redeem a Streamloots card that allows people to summon something with their name on it, maybe. I feel like the Streamloots card would probably be better for that rather than a sub. A sub would be funny as just like it spawning like, oh, you subscribed, let's spawn, just spawn something simple in game that's silly, right? Yeah, that's the big thing, because that's what we were dealing with before, is that it wasn't stable. But I also want to make it something accessible for y'all, right? I didn't bother to get the octopus, which means now we got a pirate ship. But you're going to be able to take professional photos now, Dor. Yeah, that... I mean, a chicken would work, yeah. Like, it could be a chicken. We could have it spawn whatever. I think what I would like to do is maybe we spawn in, spawning in a chicken, I think, works for the subs, because the subs are something I don't expect to last, right? Because if a sub happens while I'm underground or whatever. Have a good one, Chameleon. Thank you again for sending people my way. I think a chicken could work because a chicken is something that doesn't have a long survival rate, depending on where it is, right? That's not too bad. Because that's going to be more random. I feel like if I do a summon, though, of something that would survive more, I do need to make that a Streamloots card. So, like, if I had, say, maybe it summons an armadillo, right? If we summon an armadillo, then we need to be aware of, like, okay, people can time when this happens, and They can name an armadillo after themselves, and that'll exist in the world. Or do we go the other route, which I had considered, and add the ribbit mod, right? And then we could summon the little frog people. But is that too modded, right? It's like, oh, well, that's a creature that doesn't exist. It's like, yeah, but I'm not getting anything from it other than a cute frog person walking around, right? I don't know. Like, what is too modded? That's fair, Door. No!
Do you have a first name? I know store it Goniona.
What is it? Mine is a York Terrier. They are badass.
Did you say York Terrier? Because I know words, and that doesn't say York. Mario, I need you to explain things. Well, on a positive note for you, Mars, I don't know what systems you have to play games on. But as a positive note in regards to playing games, Katamari is almost always on sale. Why am I up here? How did I get up here? I don't think I was supposed to be able to get up there. Bandai pretty consistently puts Katamari at about 25% off. The Switch sale version, just to note, if you are considering the Switch sale version, I don't think it's typically on sale on the Switch store, but if you go to Humble Bundle, it's always discounted. So be aware of that. I would say this run's probably the best made. This one I think is the best Katamari overall. As far as like how well it works, what the levels are, how much you get out of it. And this is Once Upon a Katamari. But if you are looking at a different title, there is We Love Katamari Reroll, which is a remake of the second Katamari, and they did a fantastic job on it, and it's really well made. And it's usually people's favorite. When you ask them what Katamari is their favorite, they'll usually answer that one. My favorite doesn't have a remaster, it's for the PSP. Though I would say, if you get a chance to get a PSP, I don't know how much PSPs are selling for, but if you get a chance to get a PSP, get me and my Katamari. It's great. I did see a video recently, and it was talking about teenagers these days are actually preferring retro tech. And the retro tech they were showing off for was the PSP. Because you actually own things. And you don't have to worry about a service going down or the internet being out. You just physically own the thing. And it's like, yes! Oh, the internet's out, but my PSP is charged. Yeah, PSP is the PlayStation Portable. It also allowed you to play a lot of movies for, like, nothing. A Vita is really good, can emulate the PSP, but it is more expensive. It's the only reason I didn't mention that. It is more expensive. And it also doesn't play UMDs. But UMDs were actually a really good way to watch movies and stuff. Like, how much is a PSP? PSP. I want to see. Shopping. You can get a PSP for $35? This one broken? No, you're just dog line. 35 bucks, original PSP. Nice. It's because I haven't run ads, Mars. That kind of happens. It is sadly the way things go. I don't usually run ads during the afternoon ones. How much are UMDs? UMD movie. Like... If I do a search for PSP UMD, what do we got? Some of them are like 30 bucks. But I bet if you go to eBay... Nice arcade. Sony PSP movies and videos UMD without cases. With and without cases, 10 bucks. And there's like a bunch of them. Sony PSP UMD only, and this is it. Wait, I'm sorry. Is this just like? There's like 100 of them here, and they want 5 bucks. I don't know if they're doing 5 bucks per, or if they're doing 5 bucks for the whole thing. But I'm just saying, like, UMDs were an amazing way. The only problem with the PSP was hearing the UMD kind of do that whir, because there was a little bit of a crunchy disc spin sound, which is the same thing you get from PS1. But genuinely, if you get a chance to buy a PSP, I would take it. If you can get a Vita for cheap, I would take it. They're really, really good handhelds. And... it's a bit annoying. I will say it is a bit annoying to buy digital games on them, though. But you can easily hack the Vita. The Vita is hackable very, very easily. You just go to a website. PSP, I don't know the difficulty of hacking. I didn't need to do it. But the games are cheap. You can find them all over. And they're not scratched. PSP games are very rarely scratched because they come inside of their own protective case. But yeah, no, it's great. It's honestly, I think the only flaw with the PSP was literally the sound of it, because it was loud. It was loud. But like quality, everything was great. I did better on this. Nice. Yeah, that's not a bad price. Well, I did say about $50, so 50 USD, 60 pounds. That, I mean, that's about in the range, right? But yeah, the games are cheap. Digital storefronts are a bit harder to deal with. On the Vita, you can still technically buy them, but you can't put funds on it through the Vita. You got to go through their website and then have the funds on your account, which is a bit more obnoxious. So I don't advise necessarily going that route. But yeah, Vitas still technically have games releasing for them because of the hacking setup, and now that they're easily streamable from, even more so. Like the fact that I can stream directly from my Vita by plugging it into the computer, I can do a lot more with that I wouldn't be able to otherwise, you know. But no, it's great. Yeah, no. So what's really cool, baby, a few years ago, somebody figured out how to do a video out via the USB for the Vita. And then, like last year, somebody figured out how to do that hack just through the web browser on the Vita. So you just go to a website, it'll hack your Vita for you, do everything for you, and then you can get video out from it. The only trick is you need to have the audio cable also going. You have to connect an audio cable also to your mic port on your computer so you can get the audio capture. But it counts as a webcam for your computer, so you just plug it into the USB port. It's a webcam. And then you connect the audio jack in as a microphone, and you're good. So other than Touch My Katamari, I have played I've played Gravity Rush on it that I'd considered, but Gravity Rush has an HD remaster. And I played a bit of Uncharted on it. One sec. If I go over here. Ah! You may have heard that little pop. So here's the really, really fun thing with my Vita. And I love this. I don't even need to touch it. It's a console now for me. All I gotta do is turn it on. Turn it on. Come on. Work with me. This should work. You'll probably hear it boot.
Device connected. Device disconnected.
Yep. It's connected.
Device connected. Device disconnected. Device
Come on, Mari.
disconnected.
Mari, it's connected. It's fine. So I don't know if you hear that.
Device connected. Device disconnected.
I don't know why it's
Device
yelling at me that way.
disconnected.
But now I know
Device
what thing was doing
disconnected.
this. Mari, it's fine. At least I now know what was doing that. I would say that's that. A lot of them were up like $200, so I would say that's not a bad price at all. But I don't need one, so that kind of changes my opinion on it, right?
I just really needed to tell you that the device is connected. The device is disconnected.
Now, I think, yeah. So you can hear it. Now, if I go into here,
Device connected.
we good? Mari, you said it was connected.
Device
Mar-
disconnected. Device connected.
Come on, Mari.
Device disconnected. Device disconnected.
Mari, why are we doing this? Remember I said this computer's dying?
Device connect. Device disconnected.
Mari-
Device disconnected. Device connected. Device device disconnected.
Mari.
Device connected. Device disconnected.
Mari!
Device disconnected. Device connected. Device
I
disconnected.
think it's the cord.
Device connect. Device disconnected.
I think my cord might be damaged.
Device connected. Device disconnected.
Why is it having...
Device connected. Device disconnected. Device connected. Device disconnected.
I'm going into its settings.
Device connected. Device disconnected. Device connected. Device disconnected. Device disconnected. Device connected. Device disconnected. Device disconnected. Device connected. Device disconnected. Device connect. Device disconnected.
Wow.
Device disconnected.
Whatever's going on, it's not going well. And I don't know why, because I didn't have this problem before. And I'm a little bit grumpy about it. Give me that. Let's try this chord. I've got 2 chords for it. I only need 1. Now, that one didn't even say I connected it, so now I'm even more confused. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, this one's not even transferring it at all. I'm confused. I'm very confused.
Device connected.
Ah!
Device connected. Device disconnected. Device connected. Disconnected.
Thank you, Mari. Did it? I keep double clicking and I don't mean to. Wait for it.
I just noticed something. Big Bike hand smells like honey.
Do you? It says it's on. Why isn't it showing it? There we go. There we go. Eh. A little off. I need to do that. Make it a little wide. It's fine. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I've got this set up. And it's running through... I'm using it fully as a capture device, right? It is sitting there over on the side on my computer, untouched by me. I am using a PS4 controller to control it, and I can even use the touchpad on the PS4 controller to do the touch. So I don't need to do most of it. It does get a little weird depending on what I do, but like PSP games, I can launch Final Fantasy Tactics, the one that just came out that's like $60. Binding of Isaac, which is amazing on the Vita. Touch by Katamari, Wild Shapes, Run Sackboy Run. Yeah, PS4 and PS5 controllers have a touchpad. Nothing ever uses it, but it has it. The big thing at the center of the controller, Door. The giant touchpad looking thing. I don't know what to tell you. Dead center on the controller above the analog sticks? The game feels a little quiet. Welcome back, OBC. Trying to find something specific here. Is it this? Yep. There we go. But yeah, I can just use... Here, everybody. Enjoy this.
Long ago, the cosmos faced almost certain doom.
Yeah, I streamed it fairly recently, actually, Bigby.
Countless stars were wiped from the sky.
Because I figured out how to hack my Vita to do this.
Clumsy giant. But even then,
Look how cursed this looks!
all hope was
Why is this the art style they went with?
For he refused to abandon us to such a dismal fate.
It looks like Gen AI's early stuff. And this is from 2011.
He whose magnificence makes lesser men tremble.
It gets worse.
King of all cosmos.
Hey, awesome.
Suave and charming, kind and generous.
Look at this man.
Wandering soul of a warrior poet, and a heart positively abloom with romance beating away in his manly chest.
Whoa.
The king summoned his son, the prince, and issued a royal command. Craft Katamaris, my boy, to play.
It's supposed to be a play reenacting the game. So I get that. But why would you design it this way?
The balls of random items were sent into the heavens and reborn as stars.
Don't worry, it gets worse.
Thus did peace and starlight return to the cosmos, thanks to the king
It gets
and
worse.
the little prince, and they all lived happily ever after.
Right here.
Hey, Dad, how awesome is the king?
Oh, he's awesome with a capital A.
Is he even awesomer than you?
You betcha. Your old man doesn't hold a candle to the king.
Gee willikers! Well, is the king even awesomer than my school principal?
No, that sounds about right, Finn.
I think that they're both equally awesome.
Also, Mom is having an affair on Dad with the
So
principal.
king and my principal are like the same? 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 Are like the
Gasp! This is what happens when you have somebody that is not Keita Takahashi trying to design things that look like Keita Takahashi. It's so bad. Oh, it's just the prince. You surprised us. Still waiting for your growth spurt, we see. You must know who we are now, right? Right? Look at the photorealistic king. We are the king! Salutations, it's been ages, Prince. But enough chit-chat, you must hear us out. Did you see that opening? Ugh, talk about awful. Yeah, no shit! Not the way you mean, but no shit! I think what kills me about this is it's a photorealistic king and they didn't bother to like edit out his old nose that is underneath the new nose. So you can just see the bits of the outline of the original nose model underneath. She said the principal is as awesome as us. That was low. We almost packed it in right there. But then we thought, what if she's right? We've shirked duties a bit. We can admit it. resting on laurels, phoning it in. You know how the cosmic belly is the source of our power? No? Well, lately the cosmic belly is flabbier than normal. And it used to be so very fit and wonderful. No wonder Katamari Damacy fans are disappointed. Katamari Damacy fans are fans of us. And our fans demand the cosmic belly be fit once more. A request, Prince, a task for little you. Answer their demands and fill the cosmic belly with stars. You know how to make the cosmic belly shine again. Roll up the Katamari, make it bigger. Ah, here comes a fan with something to say. Splendid, also obtuse. Now let's go.
Yeah?
Yeah? You could say I'm a fan. Former fan. Yep, got it.
Yeah?
Why, we've never. Did you hear that? He said it was our fault. The lazy one here is you, Prince. They made him an abusive act. Like, here's my theory on this. They took the original Katamari. I should change my thing. They took the original Katamari Damacy, and they had got rid of Takeda Takahashi, right? They got rid of Takeda Takahashi, and it kind of changed the whole way it felt. Like, the whole kind of vibe shifted, right? And they tried to make it more kid-friendly, and they pushed the beautiful Katamari, and me and my Katamari, and Katamari Forever, and they're like, okay, but we're not as popular as we used to be. Let's go back to how mature the first two were. And then they just went way too far. Like, they just went drastically too far in the other direction. And they made it, like, what is this? I don't want photorealistic King. Why? Why does he look this way? Touch it all over, the new Katamari, that is. I will say this, Touch My Katamari has one really, really, really good feature in it. One. And I think it's really important to go, it's just one. Jesus! Shut up, Your Majesty! Have a good one, Door. Okay. He won't stop talking! Let me roll! Let me roll! Okay. Okay. Look at this. They didn't even do the aura right on the king. It's just pulsing in and out. They didn't even animate it. I hate this version so much. There's just so many disappointments in it. But yeah, they actually want you to play the whole game with just touch controls. Like, this is me playing with touch controls. I am not playing with touch controls. I'm using analog sticks like a Katamari player. But yeah, everything's just a little off in this. And what's really weird about this, and I think this is worth, like, noting, right? They did this in a really, really strange way. Every one of the Katamari levels kind of takes place in this little area for the tutorial to give you a vibe, except for Once Upon a Katamari where you're underneath the king's bed. But they've done the design this way, but I can go up here. Got it. I understand. Okay. Now here's the part. I'm inside the king's head. Why was this the choice? I am inside the king's head there. It's such a weird game. I love Katamari, I really do, but I think they could have done a little bit better, is all I'm saying in this one. Like, well, it's because it's sideways, Bigby. It's because it's sideways. And I want to be clear, they've done handheld Katamari before. Like, look at this one. This is the PSP one, right here. This is the PSP one. And I just want you to be aware of how this starts, right? Compared to the other one. So if I go here, this is how the PSP one starts. Katamari Damacy. But like, this is so much better, right? This has the heart of Katamari. And this was also on handheld. Now, I don't know what year this came out. 2006? So there was 5 years between these, I think. Let me check. 2006, 2007? 2005! This is a 2005 game! Had 6 years on the other one. But look at this! It was good. We got a little bit of a flickery effect. That does happen. I think I can fix that, though. Let me... Not that one. Not that one. Nope, can't remember how to fix that. It's not a huge deal. But like, this feels like Katamari, right?
The all-seeing king of all cosmos. And the wonderful.
The problem was that the Vita one
have come
tried to do too much, and they killed the series by doing it.
For a well-deserved wet and wild tropical summer vacation.
I mean, valid. That was a splash! The sea is the sweetest. Wrapped our arms around it and still got away. Yes, the sea's such a flirt. And Earth has the most fetching ones. Is the prince having fun too? There's something going on here. Let me double check. I know there's a way, I just can't remember. It's a capturing method that's causing a problem, and I'm just trying to remember. Because I had this fixed. What happens if I do this? Did not help. I thought it was video format, but apparently that's not working. So if I go here and do this. Hey, there we go. Got it. No more flicker. Lost your memory? What a blank! But yeah, no, like this is so much better, right? Like just as a design thing, they handled this one clean. They didn't go over the top. And I think that's kind of the big thing, is like a lot of the other Katamaris, they go over the top and they try to do too much. And it's like you need the basic game. And look, the shape is wobbling. They couldn't manage to do that on the Vita. They got it perfect here. Like his shape is meant to do this. It goes from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8. 6 to 8. Yeah, it wiggles from 6 to 8. Oh, don't you judge this music. This music's great. It gets better. Here it goes. Amari Damashi. La 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 la. Welcome back, OBC. Wait, what does that show when you're... Ah, that's awesome, Bigby. But like, compared to the other Katamaris, they understood the limitations of what they were dealing with on their hardware. They made a game that worked. They didn't try to do anything too different. That's what people want from handheld games. I don't even mind the touch controls in Touch by Katamari. It's everything else. And like, the cool thing with the King is like, the King is not a model. The King is a 2D texture. So you can put in a lot of detail just by doing that. Let's see, what do we have? There's no secrets here. Except for hi! Mari damasi. Give me the present. It's a camera. But like, this is the entire game. Like, this is actually like visually it. The only thing they don't have is they don't keep the scroll list of things you've rolled up in the level. But like, this is a proper Katamari, right? Like, you look at it and you go, yeah, no, that's Katamari. I have nothing feels off. It's all there. Alrighty, all done, all clear now, yes? Hyper Rainbow. Also, one of the best Royal Rainbows at this point. Like, that was a really cool Royal Rainbow, and I love it. And like, the way the king's head is animated here is great. They worked really hard on this one, and I think this was the first one, I think, without Keita Takahashi at all being involved. So they knew what they were doing. They're like, no, we need to keep the charm of the originals. We need to not do other things. And I think the one thing I want to check, if I go here, there's scale filtering. I'm doing bicubic. What's point do? Point feels a bit sharper. Bilinear is blurrier. Lanxos is weird. Area's decent. It's a little rough at times. But I think area is the best one to go with. It feels a little softer. But yeah, like, I think I'm gonna stream this one as our next Katamari, since we beat the other one, right? We've done everything there. I think we'll go through this one and actually, like, get everything proper. But it is a full-on Katamari game. It's cute, it's adorable. I love the prince's model here. Like, can we just appreciate the prince's model here, like, as a thing? You can't even see his nose. It's just his mouth. Just, little pixel art sprite version. I really need to go, though. I have to go to the bathroom really bad, things like that. So I am going to run the credits, and then we're going to get out of here. But I hope you all had fun. I had a blast. I had a fun night. I had a good trip down memory lane. I got my Vita fixed whatever it was doing there. I didn't know it was broken, but apparently it wasn't capturing. But yeah, no, I hope y'all had a good one. Y'all are great and amazing. I'm going to send you away, though. God, I really have to go to the bathroom. I'm going to send you away, though, and I'm going to send you over to... I'm going to send you over to... Let's go Bug Tropic. Raid Tropic. Okay, I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Y'all have no idea. So go hang out. Go hang out. Go be lovely. Go be wonderful. Give them positivity. Go be great. I love and appreciate y'all a ton, and I hope you have a fantastic night. I will catch y'all in the Discord, and then I will catch you all Friday morning stream. I love and appreciate you. See ya. Love ya. Bye-bye.